There's something magical about the early morning hours. The world is still quiet, sunlight just beginning to filter through the windows, and the day lies ahead, fresh and full of possibility. But let's be honest, waking up is a lot easier when there's a delicious breakfast waiting for you. And nothing says good morning quite like a warm, flaky croissant, oozing with melted cheese and packed with savory goodness. Today, it's time to wake up to the ultimate comfort food: cheesy croissant breakfast sandwiches. Imagine this. You open your eyes, stretch, and the scent of buttery pastry wafts through the air. It's the kind of aroma that gently pulls you from slumber, promising a breakfast that's both indulgent and satisfying. Cheesy croissant breakfast sandwiches are more than just a meal. They're an experience, a reason to look forward to mornings, a celebration of all things delicious. Let's start with the foundation, the croissant. Golden, flaky layers that shatter delicately with each bite, a texture that's both crisp on the outside and tender within. Croissants are a marvel of baking. Hundreds of paper-thin layers, each one infused with butter, each one contributing to that irresistible flakiness. Whether you pick them up fresh from your favorite bakery or bake them at home, the croissant is a breakfast classic, the perfect vessel for all the flavors to come. Now, picture slicing that croissant in half, releasing even more of its buttery scent. The inside is soft, almost pillowy, with just enough structure to hold all the goodness about to be piled inside. And here's where the magic really happens: cheese. But not just any cheese. Imagine a blend: sharp cheddar for its tang and meltability, a touch of creamy Swiss for its nutty undertones, maybe a sprinkle of mozzarella for that perfect stretch. The cheese is layered generously so that when the sandwich is assembled and warmed, it transforms into molten, gooey perfection. With each bite, it pulls and oozes, coating your taste buds in richness. But a breakfast sandwich isn't complete without protein. The classic choice? Eggs, of course. Softly scrambled, just set, creamy but not runny, flecked with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. They're the glue that holds the sandwich together, offering a subtle flavor and a tender texture that contrasts beautifully with the flaky croissant and the stretchy cheese. The eggs soak up every bit of flavor, making each mouthful more satisfying than the last. For those who crave a little more, breakfast meats are the next layer. Crispy bacon is a timeless favorite, its salty crunch adding depth and savor. Or perhaps you prefer sausage, savory, peppery, with just a hint of spice. Even thinly sliced ham, lightly warmed, can add a layer of smoky sweetness. Each option brings its own personality to the sandwich, turning every bite into a new adventure. Of course, the beauty of the cheesy croissant breakfast sandwich is its versatility. Want to add a touch of freshness? A few leaves of baby spinach or arugula, just wilted from the heat of the eggs, can add a subtle, peppery bite. Thin slices of ripe tomato bring juiciness and a hint of acidity, cutting through the richness. Avocado, mashed or sliced, lends creaminess and a boost of healthy fats. For those who love a little heat, a dash of hot sauce or a spoonful of salsa can transform the sandwich with just the right amount of spice. Assembly is an act of love. Each component is layered with care. The bottom half of the croissant cradles the eggs, which are then blanketed by the cheese, followed by your choice of meat and any extras. The top half of the croissant settles into place, creating a sandwich that's as beautiful as it is delicious. A quick trip to the oven or a hot skillet brings it all together, melting the cheese and crisping the croissant just so, until the sandwich reaches breakfast perfection. Now let's talk about that first bite. The croissant cracks gently beneath your teeth, giving way to the tender, creamy eggs and the gooey cheese. The bacon or sausage brings a salty punch, balanced by the freshness of the greens or the tang of the tomato. The flavors meld together, but each remains distinct. The buttery pastry, the rich cheese, the savory meat, the soft eggs. It's a symphony of textures and tastes, each one playing its part. Cheesy croissant breakfast sandwiches are more than just a meal. They're a way to start your day with intention. They encourage you to slow down, to savor, to appreciate the little things. Maybe you enjoy yours with a steaming cup of coffee, the bitter notes perfectly complementing the richness of the sandwich. Or perhaps a glass of fresh orange juice, its citrus brightness lifting the flavors even higher. However you choose to enjoy it, this sandwich sets the tone for a day well begun. And while they may seem indulgent, these sandwiches can be surprisingly easy to prepare. With a few simple ingredients and a little planning, you can assemble them in minutes, make them fresh in the morning for a special treat, or prepare them ahead of time. Wrap them up, pop them in the fridge or freezer, and reheat when you're ready. They're the perfect solution for busy mornings, when you want something warm and satisfying but don't have time to cook from scratch. For families, cheesy croissant breakfast sandwiches can become a cherished tradition. Kids love the gooey cheese and soft eggs. Adults appreciate the heartiness and flavor. Make a batch on the weekend and let everyone customize their own. Choose the cheese, the meat, the veggies. It's a fun, interactive way to bring everyone together to share a moment before the day begins in earnest. And if you're hosting a brunch, these sandwiches are sure to impress. Stack them high on a platter, the melted cheese glistening, the croissants golden and inviting. They're elegant enough for guests, yet familiar and comforting, striking the perfect balance between gourmet and homey. Pair them with a simple fruit salad, a pot of strong coffee, and perhaps a side of crispy hash browns for the ultimate morning feast. But perhaps the greatest joy of the cheesy croissant breakfast sandwich is its power to turn an ordinary morning into something special. It's a reminder that breakfast doesn't have to be rushed or routine. With just a little effort, you can create something extraordinary, a meal that nourishes both body and spirit, that brings a smile to your face, that makes you eager to start the day. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off and you're tempted to hit snooze, remember the promise of that croissant sandwich. Picture the flaky layers, the molten cheese, the savory eggs. Let the thought of that first bite be your motivation, your reason to rise and shine. Breakfast is waiting, and with cheesy croissant sandwiches, waking up has never tasted so good. Whether you're a breakfast enthusiast or someone who usually skips the morning meal, these sandwiches are worth a try. They're a little bit of luxury in an everyday routine, proof that small pleasures can make a big difference. So go ahead, treat yourself, treat your family, treat your friends. Wake up to the joy of a cheesy croissant breakfast sandwich and start your day with something truly delicious. And as you savor that last bite, remember, every morning is a blank canvas. Every breakfast, an opportunity. With a little creativity, a handful of quality ingredients, and a touch of care, you can transform your mornings, and maybe even your whole day. Cheesy croissant breakfast sandwiches are more than a meal. They're a way to say yes to the possibilities ahead, to greet each new day with enthusiasm and appetite. So rise and shine, the world is waiting, and so is breakfast.